play out of last year. It's a little bit scarier to play it now. Let's see if they can make the RPS work.
Let's be real, that entire EU tournament was the waiting room for the move. We are here, we have arrived, the move are back. Can they battle against the meta, battle against all odds, constantly at the edge of their seat in every series to try and stay alive and accrue enough points to qualify to the spring finals? They are actually so far behind, they need a top first place finish if they want to even have a hope of making it all the way to that spring final land. You don't want to go anywhere. They face elimination in this series.
Yeah, and this is going to be a really difficult matchup for the move, but so far they've been managing to find reasonable, consistent pressure here. Smexen getting low, Chun-Li as well. Peekaboo being able to dish out huge damage. WizK trying to survive using his Vampiric Embrace, trying to keep himself healed up with his Void Eruption, putting out decent amounts of damage. Now a swap over on a Gorecki. Kidney Shot was used. Anti-Magic Zone gets dropped out. One Maledict as well. Peekaboo just trying to create pressure on multiple fronts. And this is what we like to see from the move. They hit multiple targets, really keeping their opponents guessing.
Yeah, most certainly, but there's pressure really mounting now in favor of the boys here in game one. WizK is going to be under fire with Chun-Li and Smexen tearing him apart. Multiple interrupts to deal with and disruption. Deciding to go for a Psychic Scream, getting a couple of Vampiric touches. Very important to get as many Vampiric touches out as possible. Gorecki getting caught in a stun lock, however, reading the situation, able to activate Iron Bark before that incoming pressure. Still, Peekaboo trying to keep it going for his team. It's very difficult for WizK in this current meta against these melee cleaves to build pressure in multiple places due to the Expel, Harm, Honor talent of Windwalkers. Chun-Li is self-sustainable, paired up with those heal over time effects from the Restoration Druid, Death Strike for the Death Knight, plus heal over time effects. WizK is going to have a difficult time generating the pressure that he really needs. It's going to be up to Peekaboo to kind of carry the team and set up victory. Currently having a hard time even just making it to a target, trying to catch Chun-Li off guard and more or less trying to just save WizK. I mean, right now, this is looking very grim. We see a Shackle on the Abomination. Good defensive play yesterday from WizK against Death Knights. Good defensive play here today, but will it be enough?
I don't know. WizK, he is taking a lot of damage, and Abster just burning through his mana quite quickly. Already down to around 40%. You can see Gorecki on the other side of the map, sitting down, resetting his mana entirely. Peekaboo looking for an offensive push, looking to punish that drink, but Smexen has to trade out the AMS, and that's really the only thing the move will be getting from that situation. A nice triple leg sweep, Smexen gripping in Upsurge, Chun-Li following it up with that leg sweep, getting everyone stunned up, and this is one of the difficulties of the Restoration Shaman right now. They really struggle to heal through the single target damage we're seeing on WizK. They can do it, but it costs them a lot of mana, and I think it's going to be really difficult for Upsurge to actually get away and drink, especially with Gorecki just hunting him down.
Yeah, Gorecki on babysitting duty to deny Upsurge from getting away and being able to regenerate mana. Upsurge pre-grounded the Death Grip there. Nice move on Upsurge's part. He's going to avoid some extra crowd control as a result, but the pressure just isn't stopping. WizK constantly under fire. Upsurge expending so much mana to just simply recover and keep WizK above half health, and it's costing his mana so heavily. Finally, some pressure here from Peekaboo, but WizK has to disperse. He's trying to use the kiting effect as dispersion suppresses snares, so he's able to avoid the Death Knight more easily during that rather than just standing still with the damage reduction. So good kiting on WizK's part, but ultimately Smexen is going to make it back to the target. Upsurge getting gripped in. Triple stun for the boys. Nice moves here as the pressure continues to build.
Yep, WizK getting lower. Upsurge has to play catch up in this situation. Earthen Shield Totem is looking to deflect a little bit of this damage. Gorecki potentially could be looking for a drink once again. He fakes out the Wind Shear. WizK backs up Upsurge with the silence. Nicely done. That allows Upsurge enough time to get away from Gorecki. Doesn't want to allow Gorecki to get any Cyclones off, and the move really has to be focusing on stopping that. Full blind thrown onto the Gorecki by Peekaboo. He trinkets out immediately. That's a fair trade. Smexen's making it really difficult for Peekaboo to actually get back on target, throwing out the Chains of Ice. Peekaboo doesn't have the sprint, so he's basically just been wasting time for the last few seconds in this matchup, trying to make a swap on Gorecki. In the meantime, WizK getting low, forced to use the Void Shift as Upsurge gets gripped in. Potential swap here for the boys. They managed to pull out the Astral Shift, and the move is just slowly burning through all their defensive cooldowns, and I don't really see an opening for them, Sid.
This is what they have to do every single tournament, is just basically fight with nothing put something together from thin air. They have done it time and time again in the past, but the boys might be the boss that they cannot take down here in game number 1. It's looking quite grim. WizK supporting the team with Vampiric Embrace. That allows his damage to heal. It's important to pair that up with your Void form, as it makes you have access to the ability Void Bolt, and does huge healing with that in combination with Vampiric Embrace. Good pressure. Cooldowns forced on the side of the boys. The move are showing signs of life.
Yeah, definitely. There's good pressure here onto Smexen. Nice shackle undead by WizK onto the abomination of Smexen. WizK has been doing such a tremendous job with that ability just to really slow down some of that Death Knight damage. Nice double fear by WizK, allowing him to get off some vampiric touches and Shadowward Pains to start loading up some damage onto the boys. But Chun-Li and Smexen, they have a lot of self-healing. They'll be able to keep themselves alive quite easily. But in terms of mana, Gorecki actually isn't doing that great. Absurge's been managing to hold on somehow, some way. And if they can pull this off, that would be a miracle. Peekaboo looking for additional pressure. WizK getting low. Dispersion's already been used. Triple stun set up once again. Absurge trinkets out, drops the Spirit Link. Outside of that, there's really nothing left. WizK has to kite away, try to avoid some of this damage, but Smexen and Chun-Li still all over him.
Yeah, this is not looking good for the move here in game number 1. They're running out of time. They got no mana. Dampening is now engaged, and WizK is still in trouble. Absurge has no mana to work with, and he's likely to fall. Peekaboo in desperation blinds Chun-Li, trying to take control of him, but he wasn't able to sap out of it. Now Chun-Li might be free. He's got Touch of Death rolling. Peekaboo stalls it out for a few more seconds, but he's running out of stall tactics. They mind control the Touch of Death to try and deny the explosion. Top level play from the team of the move, but even still just falling more and more behind. Gorecki still has more than enough mana in the tank, going for Cyclones, looking to close. Absurge can't do anything. He's locked out of the fight. Desperation, Psychic Scream, but now Fists of Fury. Kidney Shot stops the Fists of Fury. The move doing everything they can in their power to stay alive in this fight against the boys, against all odds. Holding on by a thread. 2 more seconds to that Vampiric Embrace. Now available for WizK. Likely needs to be pulled out immediately, but he doesn't have Void form to pair with it. His damage output is so much lower, which means the healing of Vampiric Embrace is lower. Maybe you should have saved the insanity for this push. They drop the Smoke Bomb. Desperately trying to make something happen on Smexen, but still just not enough damage to put it over. But at least they've managed to stay alive for Dispersion. There is still hope for the move.
Yep, WizK might have to use the Dispersion here. He gets gripped back in. Smexen, Chun-Li tearing him apart. Silence onto Gorecki. Smexen getting low. He doesn't really have too many defensives. Who's going to fall first? WizK forced into the Dispersion. That'll keep him alive a little bit longer. Smexen's last line of defense is that anti-magic zone. If they can keep WizK inside of that zone while putting out pressure on WizK, they could ultimately take him down. Now a setup coming in from Chun-Li and Smexen as they turn their attention over onto Peekaboo. Incapacitate onto Absurge. Can they take down WizK and Peekaboo? We'll have to see. Gorecki still tapped on mana. Good pressure here from the move as well. Both sides have a lot of momentum in this matchup.
All right, both sides are out of mana at this point, but defensive cooldowns heavily in favor of the boys. Can the move do it? They're still so far behind, and dampening is so high. Hex on Chun-Li, trying to stall it out as they switch targets to Smexen. Bursting him, they get Icebound Fortitude. The cooldowns are starting to even out. Mistakes are being made on the side of the boys. If WizK can stay afloat a tiny bit longer, what cooldowns does he have coming up? It's 30 seconds away from Spirit Link Totem. 30 seconds is a really long time in this situation, but they've got desperation plays with Blind on Chun-Li and Mind Control on Smexen. They're stalling it. They're holding out. They need 26 more seconds. 26 seconds has never seemed like an eternity, but in this position it may just be. Peekaboo makes a swap. WizK sets it up with a silence. They pull the final defensive cooldown from Smexen. Touch of Death goes off. WizK holds on. 13 more seconds. 12 more seconds. 10 more seconds. Can WizK stay in it? 8 more seconds. Now Kondo Alexei, 5 more seconds. This is so depressing if he's not able to make it to that point. 2 more seconds. 1 more second. Spirit Link Totem. They get in it. They stay alive, and now they have a chance to reverse.
Yeah, Gorecki's still completely tapped on mana, and Peekaboo, he actually has the Vendetta available. Chun-Li with no touch of karma, he could easily fall. WizK trying to keep himself alive with the Vampiric Embrace. Who's gonna fall first? WizK goes down, and the boys managed to get game number 1, but what a close call. The move with miracle plays, making that not close, or making that very close indeed.
Oh, but every Sunday has been for the boys thus far this year.
I think it's a low percentage play, but it's the highest one that they have. Otherwise, it would be Windwalker DK, they're gonna get wrecked if they try to do that against Chun-Li and Smexin. And of course the other one would be the Rogue Death Knight. Again, I think they would get wrecked in that matchup as well, just because the Windwalker is so good into that Rogue.
You know, even if you haven't been watching WoW esports for very long, if you haven't been watching the AWC, there is one thing that reigns true in every season, and that is you can't count out the move. They're going against one of the toughest teams in the game, but before, they have managed to get reverse sweeps against teams like this. But the boys are looking fantastic here. They already have one in their back pocket. They're going to try to get themselves on match point.
Yeah, the move don't care if they play at a disadvantage. They want to play with their highest synergy, highest skill-capped composition, even if it is not the strongest in the current meta. We see a current attack here onto Chun-Li. They actually dropped the smoke bomb a tad bit late, trying to catch him off guard. You're not going to catch Chun-Li off guard, though. Touch of Karma makes a trade. They're actually trying to cut through it. Perhaps they can cut through it. Chun-Li taking huge damage in the initial exchange of...
For sure, the move.
We're jumping right back into the game, and we had to hop out for a second. We had a technical issue, and we might be coming back just to see WizK get taken down.
Yeah, WizK trying to hold on. Big pressure for Chun-Li and Smexin as he dips lower and lower. Abster trying to find the heals, but there's really not much defense left for the move. Earthen Shield Totem does get dropped down. Triple leg sweep. WizK, Peekaboo, they trinket out. That's not going to be an option for Abster. WizK is going to have to hold on a little bit longer, but I just think the damage is too high, Sid.
I mean, they're getting overwhelmed. They're getting swarmed. There's nothing left defensively for the move. If they can't kill Chun-Li here in this stun, it's unlikely to happen here in game number 2, going head-to-head with the boys. They've managed to stay alive 10 more seconds on that dispersion. They're trying to buy time with a triple Psychic Scream. I think they've actually managed to buy it. They go for a smoke bomb. They sap Gorecki as he dropped combo with 2 members in the bomb. Peekaboo trying to set up here for an MVP play, but doesn't have enough damage to back it up. Smexin denies it. Instead, the move switch targets once again to go after Chun-Li, but now with Touch of Karma available, unlikely to find a kill there either. Void form activated, but Touch of Death. Let's see if we can see a timed mind control. I don't think WizK is going to be able to find it, and if he gets interrupted, he can't disperse, so instead takes the safer play, disperses, and basically reduces the effectiveness of that Touch of Death entirely. But now they switch to Peekaboo. Peekaboo has to defensively shadow step to safety and try to escape. They're behind on mana, they're behind on cooldowns, and they're behind on momentum. Can the move battle against the wave?
If there's any team that can do it, it would be them. Kidney shot now on Chun-Li. That gets deflected easily by Gorecki's Iron Bark. Another triple leg sweep going to be used. Chun-Li using his Ring of Peace to deny the Earthen Shield Totem from the move. WizK with an Empiric Embrace trying to hold on a little bit longer. That Void Eruption is going to provide him a lot of healing. Move actually gets completely stabilized and topped off, but WizK still going down. Lots of pressure here from Chun-Li and Smexin. WizK with that Gladiator's Maledict on him, trying to hold on just a little bit longer, kiting away. Vendetta used by Peekaboo, trying to counter pressure Smexin, but he has so many tools to still survive. Abster's almost completely tapped on mana. WizK getting lower and lower. I think the boys are going to close this out.
Yeah, they're very close to it. Another Cyclone secured. Abster's forced to use Gladiator's Medallion to remove it. What options do they have? They're a few seconds away from another defensive cooldown. They've managed to buy seconds on the clock that they didn't normally have to avoid death, and perhaps they can do it again here in game number 2. It's just such an uphill battle. There's really no opportunities right now for the move to be able to swing back in this fight. They're trying to gun down Smexin. Void form activated. WizK is ready and raring to go. How much damage can he dish out here in this couple of seconds? They need to force cooldowns. They're not even getting cooldowns on this exchange. Abster gets cycloned again by Gorecki. Top tier Druid trying to set up his team for the win. That nets them a dispersion from WizK. Gorecki's mana starting to equalize with Absterge. Perhaps opportunity knocks for the move, despite the deck being stacked against them.
Yeah, Gorecki, what is he doing right now? He's in stealth. Is he sitting down for a drink? No, unable to recover any of his mana, and now things have evened out. This is another opportunity for the move. Have they managed to stay alive long enough? Absterge, he still has the Spirit Link down. That's a get out of jail free card for WizK. As long as Absterge isn't in crowd control, they can keep him alive. Touch of Death gets used. This could easily be the Spirit Link totem. WizK is going to be taking a lot of damage. You might have faded it. Good fade there by WizK. Prevents the Touch of Death damage. The boys are rotting down. Things are looking good for the move. Chun-Li and a kidney shot. Silence on Gorecki. Chun-Li has to get out of the stun. He needs to get the Touch of Karma off. He manages to find it. A lot of this damage will be redirected to WizK now. Unfortunately, oh, that was a nice Pandaren Racial onto Chun-Li. That denies a lot of the damage over time effects and actually prevents Chun-Li from getting damage redirected with that Touch of Karma. Beautiful plays.
Spiritling Totem right before the stun. Can they do it? Peekaboo's on a solo mission to Gorecki. WizK is trying to take out Chun-Li by himself. Can Peekaboo keep up the chase? No, he's forced to go back. That anti-magic zone protects Gorecki, so instead going after a more vulnerable target. But WizK once again needs 10 more seconds. I don't think he's got 10 seconds on the clock. They shackle up the Abomination. They blind the Windwalker. They mind control the Death Knight. They take control of all the players that could otherwise kill WizK to try and buy it. A couple extra seconds on the clock. They've done it. They have the seconds. They have dispersion. Now they need to try and build momentum here at 17% dampening. Gorecki totally tapped. They drop the smoke bomb. Is Chun-Li gonna fall? Are the move gonna pull it off? Gorecki jumps into the bomb, but there's multiple Maledicts soaking up his heals. Chun-Li holds on by a thread at 10%, forced to retreat away. Chun-Li disperses, or WizK disperses and pushes forward to try and hunt down Chun-Li, but he can't find him. Instead, deciding to build space, try and develop some more momentum for one more push. There's there's Void Shift actually. WizK's got one more out to stay alive. He needs it right now. He's gonna Void Shift Upsurge right as the Cyclone lands. Stay alive for a couple of more seconds. A dance with death, a dance on the edge, and that's the move.
Yep, and WizK could ultimately fall still. Upsurge has a lot of work ahead of him. Chun-Li with the Touch of Karma, he's going to be feeling quite safe. Incapacitate, paralysis onto Upsurge. Triple leg sweep once again. Peekaboo could easily fall. Doesn't have the evasion, gets caught into the diminishing return asphyxiate from Smexen. Upsurge somehow keeps him up. Peekaboo, he's holding on by a thread. Still kiting away, but Rising Sun Kick will be enough to put another point on the board for the boys. But the move, they are not making this easy.
Flash as well in the opener, so it's going to be very crucial that he doesn't get taken out of step, because then they are immediately going to be falling back on the side of the move. A lot of the kiting is going to be revolving around concussive shot. Ooh, Gorecki might be getting found here. Peekaboo is definitely looking for him.
Here it is.
And there is a snipe shot.
Yes,
they have to kill him in the opener.
Used. They're all in on Chun-Li. How is he going to respond? There's a kidney shot. Trinket Touch of Karma gets used out. Are they going to be able to kill him through it? Gorecki gets caught into a cheap shot, into a full trap. Run, Chun-Li, run. How are you going to survive this? Jellybeans, Peekaboo, they're looking for an all-in. Chun-Li has to keep himself alive a little bit longer. Fist of Fury parry might have done the job. Gorecki connects the Ironbark, and I think Chun-Li's going to survive.
Yeah, and if he doesn't die here, look at Jellybeans. He's got exhilaration, but really nothing else left in the tank. Really good opener from the move. I think Abster should have played Paladin. If their plan was to just all in the Windwalker and kill him, they could have just used Blessing Protection, and Chun-Li's out of the game. He's just completely gone. And that's the weakness for the move, is that Abster is just limited to the Shaman so far from what we've seen in tournaments. I think the strategy with the Paladin would be a great Windwalker killer.
Scatter shot on Gorecki. Chun-Li could still be in some trouble. He's in a kidney shot. He has no defensive cooldowns left. He still has to kite away. Windwalkers have a decent amount of self-healing. The Fist of Fury parry as well, trying to stay on target instead of run away. Now Gorecki with the Ironbark once again. I don't see Chun-Li falling. Touch of Karma almost available. Absurge almost tapped on mana. Still has about 25% left, but that move, that doesn't seem like they really have a clear win condition at this point. I think the boys have completely stabilized.
Oh, everyone in a stun lock. 1 second away. 1 second away. Aspect of the Turtle on 10% health. Jellybean stays alive. Maybe for one more opportunity, that yellow icon below his frame, that's the double tap. He's going to activate it, so his next aim shots are going to hit huge. Instead, going for a rapid fire. Chun-Li was going out of line of sight, so he wanted to just get whatever damage output he could, but still just not enough really to force them back. Every defensive cooldown available for the boys. The all-in didn't work, and I think the move are going to be getting knocked out of the tournament here as Jellybeans gets crushed. The boys 3-0 in the lower bracket.
You saw the potential of that burst, but Feed versus the fake Zebras, we're all tied up 1-1. Who is going to find themselves on match point? Who is going to get a little bit further into this tournament? Keep in mind, folks, we're doing a brand new thing. You have just entered in the middle of history. The longest series that has ever been played in Battle for Azeroth.